What's up, Soul Tribe? It's your girl Dominique with Empathic Guidance, and I'm back with another video for you guys today. Oh, sorry this is another video in the dark, you guys, but I've been spending a lot of time in meditation today. So it's been just candles, incense, and straight up ambiance to just get me there. So I guess this message is for whoever's up late and for whoever can relate, because really, okay. So like I said, guys, I was doing a lot today to try to realign myself, because sometimes we just get off kilter. And one thing I noticed with myself is this is the season for me to be particularly off of balance because it's cold outside. I wonder all the time, why do I feel like, people should really be happy all year round. I resonate with the warmer weather for sure. And it's crazy because my birthday is in February. People like, how are you born in the coldest month, but you only like tropical weather? And I don't know. That's just always been my thing. I've always complained about living where I live because it's completely gray and frozen over. This time of year, it's not that bad right now. It could have been worse. Detroit is a really ugly place in the wintertime, especially when it's snowy. It get real muddy, ugly, frozen over. It just I don't know. But, during meditation, for any of us, all of us, you know what I'm saying? When we in the process of tapping in and figuring out why things is going on with us, like that's the time the most where, you can break through barriers and figure out what's going on with yourself, why you not feeling yourself, what you need to get back to yourself. And so I was tapping in to figure those things out today. And what made me understand, I think in addition to the meditation, what made me understand why I don't feel my best in the wintertime was the Vedic astrology that I've been looking into. And I don't really want to touch on Vedic astrology too much because it's a lot to learn about that. And you know what? I rather fully learn it, know it, experience some of the practices that are talked about with Vedic astrology before I talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I wanna give y'all experiential knowledge about that and not just by the book, what did I read about it or whatever, but learning about the new satras is very, very, very interesting. And so that's what led me to understand why the weather is so associated with my sense of happiness, my sense of balance, and especially at this time, why while I'm sustaining from intimacy, I'm gonna try to be as clean as possible in this video. Everybody knows I have a potty mouth, and I really feel like it's an Aquarius thing because many more Aquarius I meet, we are some cussing sailors, man. And that's just one of our traits. I don't know if people would consider that a flaw or not, but yeah. So I'm gonna try to keep this one as clean as possible, guys, especially when it comes down to talking about male and female interaction on an intimate level. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna call body parts. But yeah, I'm gonna make it clear to you guys what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna talk very clean as possible about it. But anyways, guys, so for women, especially those of us women that are on a spiritual journey, and we recognize and realize that energy is very much spiritual currency. And so we don't exchange our energy or create soul ties with just anybody, so we decide that along with this newfound zest for this new quest for finding ourselves in a spiritual way, that we all become discriminate with the types of partners that we want to actually become, um, physically intimate with. But this being physically intimate with the opposite sex, like, it might not seem like it's necessary for balance, but it is. But it's also necessary not to just, insert yourself in just anybody's energy, also, too. So when you are a feminine energy and you not receiving male energy, or you not receiving solar energy in that way, then you have to find other means of receiving the insertion of solar energy. And so a lot of us, when we are in the process, or while we going through this celibacy stage, I was hoping I wasn't gonna have to mash this video, and now I do, because it just stopped. But okay, guys, let me try not to be. But when you're not receiving that solar energy, when you're not being inserted with that solar energy manually, then you have to find other means in order to get that balance of yang energy within you, to balance out the feminine and masculine energies within you. And so those are instances where divine feminine, or just feminine energy, period, you don't have to be within divinity. You just male and female energy, period. But there's instances where divine feminine, these are the instances in which we should be, at best, grounding ourselves with the earth, or sun gazing. Because, like I said, male energy, that's solar energy. When feminine energy is lunar energy. We are more connected to the moon. They are connected to the sun. We already embody qualities of the earth. So why a lot of people say the best thing for us to do is go ground all the time, I would really, really recommend that feminine energy only really ground themselves when they are solar energy deficient, like not being intimate, so therefore not receiving that masculine energy in that way. That would be the best way to balance out that male energy, is, like I said, by grounding or sun gazing. And you know what? That's pretty difficult to do when there's no sun out and it's literally 30 degrees, to go stand out in the earth with your bare feet. Any other time, or when that feminine and masculine energy within a woman is balanced, I wouldn't even suggest that, because honestly, we are earth energy. So grounding ourselves would just really insert us with too much masculine energy, or an imbalance between the two. So I would suggest women are really careful when it comes to grounding and stuff like that, because that can actually penetrate you with more masculinity than you actually want to be on lock with. So yeah, I figured it out. Like, dang, okay, well, yeah, I don't really have the opportunity to go outside and ground myself, and I guess I could. I mean, I guess I could sacrifice freezing to death and, like, find some spot where it's nice and soily, but that's difficult at this time of year where I live. So again, I feel like that's why I feel so energy deficient, especially with yang energy, and you don't know what it is that you're exactly missing until you meditate and you go within and you figure out, okay, yes, I haven't had any solar energy in a long time. In addition, um, I haven't engaged in the exchange of solar energy as well. And honestly, That's another thing I want to touch on too, because that's why a lot of women get attracted to their gurus, get attracted to their leaders and their teachers, is because people are automatically, and it's not just women, but people in general are automatically attracted to an abundance of yang energy, especially women, you know? I mean, especially women and homosexual men. And you guys won't hear me talk about homosexuals in a nasty way at all, because I absolutely have been on every spectrum of life. And you guys already know that I've lived that lifestyle for a very long time. So when I speak on homosexuality, I'm not speaking on it from a place of judgment. I'm speaking on it from a place of just being real, you know, being able to identify one from the other, because obviously homosexuality exists. So we're not going to ignore that spectrum of life. And I'm not dragging or dogging that spectrum of life either, because obviously I've embarked on that spectrum of life for a very long time, 7 years of my life, and that's a long time. That's almost a decade. So at the end of the day, I figured out also that that's the reason why men and women alike are attracted to their male gurus, spiritual gurus, and this can become dangerous for a male guru, especially one that's particularly early on his journey of spirituality, because it's kind of hard to differentiate energies when you that early on in your journey, and that many people being drawn to you and being that many people being drawn to you and attracted to you because of your leadership qualities, as well as your abundance and yang energy, as well as your spiritual knowledge and zest for life in the spiritual realm. People become attracted to that, like I said, men and women alike. And so, dealing with somebody like that on a romantic level, or allowing yourself to become physically intrigued by these people, you kind of set yourself up, because you become one of many energies that want to involve themselves with this person. And by human nature and by lack of mastering their energy with their newness in their journey, um, a lot of masculine gurus will succumb to the energy of way too much yin, because they have women kind of throwing themselves at them, you know, because a lot of people, like I said, understandably are attracted to this abundance of yang energy that masculine gurus give off. They just naturally exude that with their knowledge, with, like I said, their masculine energy. And you know, people, especially women who have just recently started walking a spiritual journey, as well as women that have been on a journey for a while, they want to discriminate and only allow conscious men into their lives. So it's like y'all know the one of every three rule. So just understand that in the conscious community, it's probably even more scarce of women versus men here. So a new when a new guru comes out, or a new guru is in the spotlight, of course, plenty of energies, like I said, male and female, are going to flock to that masculine yin leadership energy. And again, these particular gurus being new on their journey, they won't know which ones to shift out. And so they'll be so abundantly asserted with yin energy, lunar energy, our energy, and not just good feminine energy, because again, with this person being so new in their journey, all they really seeing is yoni. They not really seeing is she who she say she is this a succubus energy. And so likely they will encounter more than a couple of succubus energies, you know, just very sexual, feminine energies that come to suck the vibrance, suck the information, suck the energy out of that masculine guru. And so when you involve yourself with him, you're exchanging with those energies that, you're exchanging with those energies too. And that can become very detrimental to your journey. So sleeping with your guru might not be the smartest thing to do. And how can that interfere with your journey? Because soul ties with all of these different people that new spiritual teachers, leaders, or whatever, they are unable to turn these away because, again, they haven't yet mastered. They haven't yet mastered being able to differentiate the energy in women. And naturally, for any man, it's exciting, when you embark on something that attracts a lot of feminine energy. And by the law of nature, they're going to embark on that. And they almost become victimized by that. Some of them are plagued by homosexuality, and that was the one thing. That's why I gave you guys a disclaimer, because I don't want you guys to be like plagued by. But when you're completely heterosexual, and then something like spirituality and being inserted with too much yin energy, because you don't know who to turn down and who to say, okay, it's okay to exchange energy with this person, but just being so excited to exchange with multiple people and embarking on that, feeling like they can handle all those different feminine energies, but they can't. That's too much exchange in yin. So all of that X chromosome taking over that Y chromosome, so eventually they can succumb to bisexuality, being on the down low, homosexuality. And of course, I'm not saying every single masculine guru goes through this. I'm saying like the ones that can't control themselves seriously and for a long time, they do get overcome. They do get an abundant amount of exchange of yin, which can throw their masculinity off balance. And that's why you'll see the transformation of a lot of them going from being like that Viking type of masculinity, all like barbaric and extra masculine, to being a little bit more soft spoken and being a little bit, having and exuding more feminine energy than they did when they started, because they take on so much feminine energy and they don't realize that they're exchanging their solar energy for all this lunar energy, but not reinserting themselves with the yang energy that they need to maintain the balance in their masculinity. I got the lights flickering. I'm telling too much right now. But I guess I'm going to leave it at that, y'all. This video is already dark and cryptic. Now I got my phone blinking like lightning. But hopefully you guys, or hopefully some people, especially those that kind of spiritually had the winter blues, I helped you understand exactly why from here on, why you experience that winter blues type energy, especially if you live somewhere where the climate is extremely cold. When the winter times comes and you're not really able to get out in nature in a pleasant way. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, yeah, you may be able to stand outside for a little while, but nature is pretty much dead. The nature dies here. And so I'm pretty sure it's still more to get from the earth, even when the wintertime is basically the death of nature, and then it regenerates itself in the springtime. But I think that's why I feel so much more upbeat, so much more balanced in the summertime, or at least that's the download I got. And as well as our decision and our temptation by masculine leader energy. Start to be careful with that, guys. For real. Start being more careful with your exchange, period. But even more, being careful with your own energy when you do decide to be celibate, because you still need that balance of masculinity. You still need that solar energy, or you'll still be off. But guys, that's it. And guess what? This is simply for those who can relate, okay? I'm not trying to push my views or ideas. I'm just sharing. Till next time, guys. Peace.